Okay. All right. So Katie asked me to talk a little bit again about how to structure groups. And I thought it was a good idea to do a little bit of a refresher. I know I touched on this a little bit in boot camp, but she had also asked a little bit about like how to organize like your entire calendar when you do certain groups and that sort of thing. So I thought it would be a good idea to share with you guys how my success trio is doing it and give you some idea. So I'm going to share my screen. There we go. Okay. Do you see the PowerPoint?
Yep.
Okay, perfect. All right. So the first thing is, kind of coming up with a plan of when you're going to do these groups. Now, this is the way I'm doing it. I'm not saying this is like the only way that you can do this. It really is up to what works best for you guys. But what I've discovered for myself is I need a planner that's like just for Beachbody, because otherwise I forget to like post about the groups that are coming up, and then it's like too late and I'm scrambling to get people in them. So that I've started doing that this month, so I'm hoping that that's going to help me kind of be a little more organized. It's kind of all about working backwards. So the first thing you want to do, obviously, is figure out what groups am I running? What is my free group going to be? What, is my challenge group? What are the parameters of that? And then, if you're going to do like a coaching opportunity blitz, when do you want to hold that event? And then once you have those dates on your calendar, usually I start promoting like 1 to 2 weeks before the event, so I have enough time for people to see the posts and to invite. So you want to make sure you give yourself enough time. And of course, it's kind of hard to promote for something when you don't know when it's going to be. So that's really the first thing. And then, of course, you want to plan out how you're going to post or how you're going to post starting the event. And like I said, I start inviting 1 to 2 weeks before. So that's the first step. And then this is an example of what we have going on for June in our success trio. So right now we're hosting. I'm sorry, it's really small.
We're watching on my phone, so it's even smaller.
Sorry. Well, it'll be recorded, so you're gonna have to go back and look at this later.
Can you make it full screen, your PowerPoint?
Well, I tried to do that before, but then I lose like the Zoom app.
Oh.
And I can't figure out how to get back.
Really?
Yeah. So let me see. Let me try here.
I can't read any of that. Oh my God, guys are terrible.
There, I can read
I
that.
read a little bit of it.
Now I can't see you guys anymore, but I can see the presentation.
Okay.
So if you're waving at me, I can't see you. All right, so this is what we're doing for June. Now, right now we have we've been trying this new thing where we have like a promo event leading up to the challenge group. And actually it's kind of started to work. I don't know if you guys noticed or figured this out yet, but on your like pages, there's now a feature to create an event through your like page, like your like page is hosting it. So if you go on mine, it should be somewhere near the top where it says like the summer slim down countdown or something like that. I forget what we called it. But it gives people the opportunity to actually click and join the event if they want. So the event, what we're doing is we're posting every day a little bit about what a challenge group is. And I'll get more into that as we go to the next slide. And then the other thing that we have in there in that event is a form for people to fill out. So if they decide they're interested, they can fill out the form. They can literally pick which program they want to try, or if they want to do all access, then they can pick which flavors of Shakeology they like to try. the reason this is so important is because then you're going to have their email from the form as well. So you can email them the direct link to buy that challenge pack through the Coach Mobile. It'll send them an email and they literally just click on the link and check out. So I actually had one girl who just filled that out, and I'm talking to her now about getting a challenge pack. I'm hoping I'm going to squeeze this in today before May ends, but if not, we'll just start June off strong. Yeah, so that we usually do like for 2 weeks before the next challenge group starts. And then our 21-day challenge group then does start June 12th. And you know, anyone who is already a challenger is invited, and anyone who signs up with a new challenge pack is invited. Then with our free group, we've started doing that like the third week of the month. The reason we position it that way is so that when we finish up that free group, we're automatically inviting them into this promo event. So they're starting to learn what's next, and you know, whether they want to transition into a challenge group. So our free group is the one that Christy had posted in Team Commit Fitness. We're doing the salads, smoothies, and squats. And because she already has it all laid out for us, so it should be pretty easy. But I don't know, it just sounds like a really fun free group. And that's only a 5-day thing. And then the coaching opportunity, the live blitz this month is going to be on June 24th. And for that, we actually open the event usually like a week before. And then the official live part of it is on the 24th. So we do it at like 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for an hour. And basically, you know, I think Bobby and I are doing it, just the two of us this time. But we'll be alternating back and forth with like 5-minute videos. And again, I'm going to get more into that on the next couple of slides. And then you can see I have the next promo event scheduled to start June 24th. So that's my calendar for June. Let's see if I can figure out how to go to the next slide. Here we go. And so I wanted to talk a little bit about how to structure each of these types of groups. So for the free group, I talk about the pre-party. And I think this is really, really important. It's a key component because the last thing you want is to have everybody in there and like starting, and they're not on the same page, or that they don't know what they're supposed to be doing, or they haven't prepared for it, and then they end up not doing the group, or they end up not participating. So the pre-party is really important, and we structure that Friday night through Sunday night before the group officially starts on Monday. So on Friday is when we're adding everyone to the free group that said they wanted to join. And then these are just examples of posts, and I'm gonna actually show you guys in a little bit the last free group that we did and how that's structured, so you can actually see examples. But basically, you know, you want to start out with some sort of welcome post, like, you know, tell me 5 interesting things about yourself, or whatever, you know, whatever questions you want to ask. I typically do something like, you know, what do you like to be called? Do you have a nickname? Where are you from? Who's in your family? What do you do? And then I'll have a couple of fun ones, like, you know, I don't know, I'm trying to think of what I did last time. I think it was just tell us something interesting about yourself. And then sometimes we'll add something in like, you know, what's your bigger struggle, nutrition or fitness? Just things to get everybody commenting and talking and getting to know each other. Then I'll post something about what to expect, so they know what the layout of the group is actually going to be. We'll also provide whatever tools they're going to need. So if it's a clean eating group, obviously they're going to need a grocery list, they're going to need a menu, recipes. If you're doing like, I'm trying to think, if you're doing like maybe a hydration group, then you might want to put a file in there with different ways to spice up their water. So whatever they're going to need specifically for that group, you want to make sure they have it ahead of time. This is a new thing that we've started doing, incentivizing people in your free groups to invite a friend. So for that, we post something and we say, if you invite a friend and both you and the friend participate 5 days of the group, then both you and your friend will get a free sample of Shakeology or a free sample of Energize or whatever you want it to be. And I learned this from a training, and the coach who was doing the training basically said, you probably don't have to worry. I'm going to move over here for a second because I'm cooking at the same time that I'm doing this. You probably won't have to worry too often about that happening, because people do drop out and they stop participating. So don't be afraid and don't think that you're going to have to give out like 20 samples of Shakeology. It's probably not going to happen, but of course you're going to encourage them to participate. But the good thing about it is when they invite a friend, now you have new prospects to talk to. So it's a great way of building on that cold market and just getting some more people to invite to challenge groups then. So that's one thing we've been adding. And then the next is we've been asking them to do their before measurements. It doesn't matter what the free group is, whether it's like focused on just fitness or clean eating or maybe a combination, even hydration, whatever it is, we're asking them for before measurements because we think it's important for them to have something to take away with them when the group is over of how it actually did help them. That way you have something more to talk to them about when you're trying to transition them into a challenge group. And we're making this a requirement. So we literally, this last one we did, we said, you have until Sunday night to get the coach who invited you, your measurements. Otherwise, we didn't tell them we would kick them out, but we basically, privately said to those who didn't, hey, if this isn't a good time for you, we totally understand. We can definitely invite you to the next group. So the point of the free groups is you want as much engagement as possible. So you don't want there to be like 100 people in there and only like 4 of them are commenting. So, and I know like that happens a lot, right? So there's a professional way to do it. Because again, the whole point of what we're doing is to figure out who your people are, who your lifers are. So although we will we all want to help so many people and we want to include everyone, it's putting a lot of time and energy into people that aren't ready to commit, even for a free group. So like I said, professionally, you just tell them, say something like, hey, I noticed, we didn't get your measurements and, maybe this just isn't a good time for you. And that's totally cool. I'd be happy to invite you to the next free group. And sometimes they'll send you their measurements because they'll be like, oh, well, I'll get those right over to you. Like they didn't realize you were serious. And sometimes they won't message you back. But I think that's just a better way to really narrow down who are the people that are really going to work with you and want to be your challengers going forward. And the other thing we've been asking is if it's a meal prep group of some kind, that we're asking them to post a picture of the groceries they purchased or the meals that they prep. This way we know that they're actually ready to start with us on Monday. So again, it's just all about holding them accountable. Even though it's just a free group, like these are the people that you're going to be hopefully bringing with you into the challenge group and maybe even onto your team at some point. So that's the pre-party. And then for the group itself during the challenge. So the challenge is for us, we do it Monday through Friday. And each day we have a post scheduled that is a daily check-in for them. So if it's a clean eating group, we're asking them to post a picture of something they ate that day that they had prepared. If it's some sort of fitness group, we're asking them to post or a picture of them doing the little mini workout that we assigned them. So again, it's just all about holding them accountable, keeping them engaged. And sometimes you can add in little mini challenges day to day as well to keep them excited and coming back. And you can post things like motivational quotes and stuff like that. We do that a lot too, just to keep people going. And it's also a great opportunity for you to post some little breadcrumbs about being a challenger. So you don't want to just come right out and be like, oh, I did P90X today or something like that. But you can mention something about, well, I did this workout and it's something I'm able to do online and I can bring this with me on vacation. Just something that's going to like get their interest, but you're not maybe specifically stating that this is a Beachbody program or a Beachbody product, but something that may entice them to ask questions. And then the closing part of the free group, which we typically do on a Saturday, we are asking them for their feedback. So I usually have a post scheduled that says, how did we do? Is there anything that you would have liked to have seen in the group? Is there anything that you really enjoyed about the group? We value their feedback because we want to make these groups as motivating as possible. And then we also, at that point, will invite them to learn about the next challenge group. That's where I'm saying that we add them to that promo event for the upcoming challenge group. We'll also then at that point announce anyone who did actually participate the full 5 days with their friends. We'll announce anyone who qualified for the prize. We also ask them to send their after measurements because you asked for the before measurements, so you want to follow through with that at the end. And, again, it's just another great way to solidify the fact that we're able to help them. So in their mind, it's going to make us look a little bit more professional and that we really do care about their results. So I think that's definitely important. And the last one that we just did, I had 2 people that I had personally invited that actually did, start to finish, and they sent me before and after measurements, and they actually lost like 5 pounds in a week. So I'm hoping that they're going to transition into challengers because of the success they've seen already. But like I said, it's all about giving them something to quantify. And then, of course, regardless of whether they participated 100% in the group or not, you always want to follow up with them privately at the end of the free group. Okay? Even if it's just say, hey, you might have been really busy this week. I didn't really see you participating much. Would you be interested in joining the next free group when I have that coming up? Or, maybe they were really actively participating in the group and you say something like, what did you think about the group? I saw you were really engaged. I'm curious to hear what your results were. Would you be interested in learning more about what's next? So it just depends on, what their participation level was, but you definitely want to follow up regardless. Because sometimes people are afraid to post in the groups if they don't feel like they know you well enough yet. So it's important to follow up privately. All right, so moving on to challenge groups. Some of the stuff is the same. For example, the pre-party, I pretty much do the same. The only difference really is that, what did I take out? Oh, the inviting friends, because obviously they have to be drinking Shakeology and doing a program to be in an actual challenge group. So they can't really invite a friend for free. So that's the one thing that I take out of the pre-party, but everything else is pretty similar. And then during the 21 days, again, those daily check-ins, we do a lot more little mini challenges like, today's hydration day, track your ounces, or today's a flex Friday, snap a photo of you flexing your favorite muscle, whatever, just little things to keep them, interested. And again, motivational posts. And now in the challenge group, you're posting little breadcrumbs about the coaching opportunity. And so again, you want to be kind of sneaky about this and not just come out and say, hey, I'm a Beachbody coach, and maybe you want to be one too. There's a sneakier way to go about it, and just sharing what you're doing as a coach, but not really using the terminology. And that's really one thing I found is key, is most people have no idea what the heck a coach is. Even though they may have signed up with you as a challenger, they probably don't understand what it is you really do and that you actually get paid to do this. So just be mindful of the terminology that you're using. And then the closing on day 21, again, asking for feedback. Now we're inviting them to learn about becoming a coach. And remember, our Coach Blitz literally is the same day that the challenge group ends, I think. No, I have that wrong. It was the same day as the free group ends. But you can invite them to the next Coach Blitz and add them to that event. One really important thing with the challenge groups is, because these people are hopefully going to continue their Shakeology and continue with their workouts, you want to make sure you spend a little bit more time recognizing the people in the group, because that's going to help motivate them to continue. So make sure that you're doing that. And again, ask them to send after measurements. And the cool thing with the challenge groups, I think, is, asking them to actually share the results on social media. So why is this important? Well, if they're tagging you and their friends are commenting on that post saying, wow, you look great, like, can't believe it. Now you have more people to contact. So it's just another way of getting more cold market people into your network and having more people to invite. And then, of course, you can also invite them to be rolled into the next challenge group if they're going to continue with their Shakeology in the program. And, of course, always follow up privately. Okay, so moving on to the events. So I talked about the promo event for a challenge group. Like I said, we add this Google form. If you just Google Forms, you can set a form up. And I think I did a thing on this a while back. But structure it however you want. But typically what we're doing is asking a little bit about their personal feelings about fitness and nutrition, but then we're also giving the option to select a program or the all access and which flavors of Shakeology they want to try, so that we are able to send that link to them then. Daily posts. So they're going to look a little bit different in the event versus a challenge group. The way that we are structuring ours right now is, we're kind of alternating day to day, because we're doing this, Karen, me, and Bobby. So every day a different one of us is posting something. So we are kind of sprinkling in these different things. Our transformation stories, we're spotlighting our favorite programs, sharing Shakeology recipes. We're talking about the accountability that we provide in a challenge group. We're highlighting my challenge tracker app that we use sometimes. And then we're talking about, how has Shakeology or Performance Line actually helped us. And live video, I cannot tell you enough how much of a difference it makes to do live video, even in the events and in the challenge groups and on your like pages. It just really helps people to get to know you, and it builds another level of trust, because they're seeing you talk, they're seeing you be a real person. You're not just this graphic that they keep seeing with all these filters and like words all over. They're actually getting to hear you talk and get to know you a little bit. So you can certainly do that in the events and in the groups as well. The other thing that we do with these promos is we give them a deadline. Like if you are interested in being in this challenge group, then you need to have filled out the form by this date. And then we also create some sort of incentive. Anyone who does end up, getting their challenge pack and getting into this group by this deadline will get such and such prize. So again, it all goes back to incentivizing and making them feel a sense of urgency. And then again, follow up privately. Okay, so the last event would be the coaching opportunity blitz. So leading up to this, inside the event, like I said, we usually have this open about a week before the actual hour live event that we do. And these are some of the things that we post for that. We'll post, our why for why we're coaching, what coaching has specifically done for us. We'll share some of our transformation stories, and it doesn't have to be limited to just physical transformations. It could be financial, it could be, your mental attitude, your feelings about yourself. There's all sorts of things. It could be that you went out and bought all new clothes because your other clothes didn't fit, whatever it is for you personally, but mix it up a little bit. And then you can also, for the Coach Blitz, ask them to invite a friend, and certainly incentivize them to do that as well. So that's leading up to it. And then for the live 1 hour event, like I said, if you're doing the Blitz option, you probably want to do it with another coach, because the whole idea is you're giving short little 5-minute bursts on different topics. And it's nice to have another coach because, you can alternate back and forth. If you're doing it by yourself, then probably, I probably wouldn't use this format. I would probably just schedule posts instead, because I don't know, it would just be kind of weird to by yourself go on for 5 minutes and then off a live video for a minute and then go back on. It would be bizarre. And I don't think just doing an hour by yourself all in one video would be effective either, because I think you would lose people. But the Blitz format, we think, it worked really well a couple times that we did it, because you'd see this face talking for a little bit, and then this coach talking for a little bit, and then that coach. So it was nice to get a variety of people. So some of the topics we covered were, what is coaching? Who can be a coach? What are the different levels of coaching? Meaning, am I just doing it for a discount? Am I a hobby coach because I work full-time somewhere and I'm just kind of doing this for fun and helping a few people along the way? Or am I a business builder and I really want to help as many people as I can? Then we talked a little bit about how we earn. That obviously we earn commissions whenever we help someone get hooked up with a challenge pack. We talk a little bit about, the different trips and things that you can earn. And then we go through how you can sign up as a coach. And then again, just like we did incentivize and give a deadline for the event leading up to the challenge group, we're doing the same thing for the coaching opportunity, where we're closing it out with a Q&A. So if there's anything that we didn't cover, then they have the opportunity to ask the questions on the live video. And then we'll also at that time give them an incentive. So last time we just did a goodie bag. If you sign up within 24 hours, you'll also get a goodie bag. And I got a coach to sign up in that 24 hours because of that. So it sometimes it really helps to create that incentive and that sense of urgency to actually make them follow through. And again, you want to follow up privately. So if they don't say anything to you before that 24 hours is up, you better be messaging them and saying, hey, did you get to check out the live event? If they weren't there, remind them they can go back in and rewatch the videos. They're all posted there. And then tell them, hey, we're giving this additional little goodie bag if you sign up within the next 24 hours. So, and again, follow it privately. Okay, I think that was it. Now, how do I get out of here?
Hit escape.
Uh-oh, I'm getting the little circle. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. So, hold on. Now I want to share my other. I'm actually going to show you guys really quick a group that we did. Okay, can you see that?
Yep.
Arms, abs, and affirmations. Okay. So, oops, close that. Arms, abs, and affirmations is the one that we did last week. And so what it was is we alternated arm workouts and ab workouts every other day. And then every single day we also had an affirmation that they had to complete. Because the whole idea was, mental attitude, improving that, as well as those trouble areas of arms and abs, because everybody complains, especially women, about those two areas. So I'm going to scroll all the way to the beginning of this, if it'll let me, and kind of show you how we set this up. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Okay, so you can see here Bobby posted. We also had a kind of a meal plan attached to this as well that people could utilize. It wasn't really a main focus, but you can see she put the shopping list there. And then Bobby, before the group started, went live and talked a little bit about it. So there she is talking. Here was my invitation for them to invite a friend, and the incentive if they would both complete start to finish. And by the way, no one did. I mean, we had people that we invited that did start to finish, but they didn't invite a friend. So we didn't give out any free samples, but at least it gave them the opportunity if they wanted to. Okay, so here's just more information about the meal plan that we were using, the calorie brackets for that, and then the recipes. Okay, here, and these are a little bit out of order because depending on when people commented on them, it pushed them, up or down in the scheme of things. But this was actually the official first post, the welcome post. So you can see here what I had asked them, and got 17 comments. That was probably the most. Usually the welcome post is like the post that everyone comments on, and then you don't hear from half of them again. But at least it got them engaged in the beginning. And then this is the reminder, again, asking them to send their measurements to their coach. And then here I posted what the schedule, so this is like the what to expect post where I told them what we're going to be doing each day. Okay, and here Karen's posting about how to do the measurements. Okay, and then we're into day one. So here was the first affirmation post, and then also the first workout post. Okay. So I'm just gonna scroll through this a little bit more because it's really just, again, repeating that there's an affirmation post, and then there's a workout, and then there's a workout, and that's how the whole week ran. And then let me get to the end here. Show you some closing posts. Okay. So I had a what's next. And, I basically just said, you might be wondering where to go from here, and that we're going to automatically add you to this event to learn about additional options. So that's that promo event leading up to the challenge group. And then I also reminded them if they finished start to finish with their friend that they would both get the sample, even though nobody did. I still included that post. See, these are a little out of order. Okay, and here's the feedback post where I'm asking them to tell us what they thought about the group, let us know how they thought they did, and then also reminding them to send their after measurements. So that's how we structured the free group. I figured that would be the easiest one to show because it's pretty short. Do you guys have any questions about anything or something I can clarify a little bit more?
I have a question.
Sure.
It's about going live, and my biggest fear about going live in my secret groups is that when you go live, Facebook brings on everybody to watch, so they look for people. If your group is secret, does that live feed stay within the group?
That's a good question. I'm pretty sure it does, because like with your like pages, if you go live there, it's only notifying people who are following your like page. So I have to assume it's doing the same thing for the groups, where it's only notifying the members of the group.
Well, and it's not like when you create a post to boost, like you have to choose your audience. Like
Right.
it's almost like just a different form of posting, right?
Well, when I go live, it says we're trying to reach out to
Oh,
the people right now, and then it'll say again
I
we're
never
still
got
reaching
that.
out to people for you, and then I've had people I don't even know watch my video. So I
Oh,
mean that was for my business page. That wasn't for my secret group, but
right.
I was just concerned because I made them secret because I had some random person just asked to be invited to the group, but no one in the group knew him. And I didn't want the group to feel uncomfortable posting because this random person came. Sure, I want other people to join, but not one person knew this person. Where did this guy come from?
Right.
So that's why I was like, I need to make this group secret.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I was gonna see if I could find like my settings. I don't even know how to get to that now. Oh, there it is. Settings. I was just curious if maybe I could see something about live videos. Not it. Okay, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm not sure, but I was under the assumption that for groups, only the people that are in the group actually get the notification.
Okay.
But I'll ask around, see if anybody knows the answer for sure.
Okay. Thanks.
Yep. Anything else? All right. Well, I hope that was helpful. I hope that gave you a little bit more of an idea of structure. Again, there's no like cookie cutter, like, you don't have to do the exact same post that I showed you or talked about. But in my mind, like the reason I really like doing the pre-party posts is because it's getting everyone on the same page to start at the same time and to be prepared. And you're just more likely to have everybody continue to participate if they know what to expect and they know when they're actually starting and what they're doing. So I really think that's key. But yeah, I would definitely encourage you guys to get a separate calendar and start planning out your groups and actually writing on your calendar when you're going to start promoting. That way it's a reminder to you, oh yeah, I better post something, I better start inviting. That way you're not scrambling at the last second. Alrighty, well that's all I had for you guys tonight. Thanks for bearing with me through all of that. I'm trying to figure out how to show the full PowerPoint. But, all right. Thanks for joining me. Have a great night, guys.
You too. Thanks.
Yep. See ya.